Hello everyone, good evening. Before talk, I want to know anybody is new to Buddhism? Okay, not many. Anybody, people new to Tibetan Buddhism? Okay. How many people are new to Kalachakra? Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so that means we have a little bit of confusion, the titles. Some stated say 6 yogas, some stated say greatness Vajra yogas, which means 7 or 8 points how Vajra yoga is superior. And then another one say Enlightened Mandala or something like that. So we have a little bit of confusion on the title. So I try to talk, cover something for everybody. Okay? So if we just talk about Enlightened Mandala, that means the details of the Kalachakra deities, so that's no make sense for everybody. And if we talk about the 6 yogas, that's also doesn't make a lot of sense for people. And then also if we talk about the greatness of Vajra yoga path, which means the taking the Kalachakra path holden by Jonang school, Jonang tradition. So that's also is for some people makes sense, but for some people not really interested. So that's why I'm going to talk something a little bit mixture. Okay. So before talk, I always pay homage and I express my gratitude who passing the Dharma, the precious Dharma to us. I always do that. So when I'm doing this, please just relax and be in the present and just be prepared, come in calm and relax and how I say, be calm mind, basically be receptive. Okay. Jörgen Chözin kansame chugi jaror sechin nya jiter dala quadana sangili thama lundovi tanjini uzome don khuda khud gan javdi ban morat gan chora na donji khambala dan dia jani da cha Ganga tu senior zoni ta tham shir khai shir dan bi chunar ton za bi ko dam de la sham sarlo Jarason za gi don malu darjan chabrangi don tartu korlo tami hi de shanya orton ki jerso shamba don saxaman phwa tomi Arjir don bir ngurtanar don dar tenjon zamor jachineri khi tornki banchen teranjan khurayan don phwa drolas por ngurje lamar Hortichin nya jingir medam jaya trebi akarachin khambala e hontan ta khon kantane je di anta khwa Changing rola Zogdanani be Panso Serder Jankiba Haridana San Wheels of Shina Tata Danya Kandi and the Sur Mayo Sandana Dorji Nanjure Jalon Samada Fita Jam on the Hanger. The Dilan Jean Serengala Juju to Jabana La Surwande Kajigatambi Dungar Cancer, Jean Gubi, Nala Me, Chosura, Jiramanga Dontona La So, Savila Mana La Surwande. Some Dungar agenda Chijim, Chanamia so me Honjur Jelaso, Simshin Don La Nirta, Dam Chena Tamba Namji, Numta Sad So. Okay, start. I would say I'm talking about how to be non-sectarian. Okay, because we have a lot of traditions, and we have also a lot of new age approach in this world, and everything is meant to be beneficial for life, but sometimes we don't take that way. Instead, we take as a conflict. We take as conflict, and also we take as possessiveness. And sometimes we take as a ego computation, you know, for beneficial things, for spiritual approach or spiritual system, to tame our mind. We take as conflict our mind, you know, contaminate our mind. If we take that way, and then we defeated the purpose of practicing Dharma. So we're not really practicing, we're doing the opposite. So that's one of the problem is the sectarian. So sectarian means really is a discrimination, right? Discrimination of what you believe and other people's believe. What is your familiar with your spiritual practice and the knowledge and what you familiar with, and you think this is much better and the others not good, and you discriminate that way, and then we have conflicts on the community, conflict in the humanity, but also conflicts in our own mind, contaminate on our own mind. So that means we defeating our purpose of Dharma. So I'm a little bit qualified to talk this because in Tibet we have 5 traditions. I went everybody and I practice everyone. I'm not a mastery of everyone, but I have experienced everyone. And then I written down and show His Holiness, and His Holiness encouraged me even more. So I did, and I learned my English language for this reason, and then I research and study as much as I can. Wrote the book for all our religion on this world. Try to study all of them. Seems like no possible each of them thoroughly, but I overview everything. So to be doing this really is incredible benefits to genuine respect to everyone. And so this is one way to be non-sectarian, to not discriminating, But I'm not saying you all have to do that and you all have to research and study all tradition. I'm not saying that. This is not realistic. Every single person have to do that. Is not a realistic approach. But what I'm saying is we have to understand, few things. For instance, when I talking to Tibetan scholars and they always they say to be rime is you have to understand everybody's practices, philosophy. I say no, you don't have to understand everyone. If we think that, and if our attitude is like that, and that make it difficult to become rime, to become a non-sectarian. And also many people's concept of being non-sectarian is you have to see exactly equal, everybody's value is exactly, you don't have any different value for you, and you don't any different preference and love, comfortable is equal. They think like that. I say, this also you don't have to. Because if we think that, then it's become very difficult. You don't need this necessary. If yes, then perfect. But if not, you don't have to. What you have to do is only you have to see in general all have values and equal values. For individuals, you don't have to see equal values. But in general, you see equal values. That's good enough for respect, genuine respect, not political correctness. So that means I say, for example, like food, you know many traditions of food. And you know they are delicious and nutritious in different ways. But still you can have your favorite food. That's nothing wrong. If we give example of medicine, all medicines for cure sickness, they all have value equally. But you don't have to take somebody's medication if it's not suitable for you. You only have to take your own medicine, your own medication, your own doctor prescribed. And you experienced it's beneficial on your body and your mind. That's only you have to take. You don't have to take all medications. So similarly, the spiritual practice, you can have respect all of them. You know all of them valuable. But you don't have to practice everyone. You only have to do which one is the most suitable for you, as like your medication. Because the Dharma is a cure our afflictions
our contamination on the mind, the medicine is a cure our sickness and the body. They're very similar. But you don't have to take every medication. You only have to take your own medication. So similarly, so in that way, it's easy to be remain, easy to be non-sectarian, easy to not discriminate. So if not discrimination in your mind, that make your life easier, and your neighbors and your community, everything make easier and easy to you get along with everybody. So this contribute, peace and harmony in our world. So that's why important to be remain. Okay. And now I want to talk a little bit. We not talk about other religions today, but we talk about Buddhist are different a little bit. Focus. Let's say the Southern Asian Buddhism, Theravada tradition, and the Eastern, East part of the Asian the Buddhism, and the Himalaya Buddhism, include Tibet, as a little bit different version of Buddhism, but the core is the same. Different parts of emphasize different, but the whole purpose and the core is the same. That we have to know first. For instance, the southern part of Buddhism, the main important, before that three, let's say we make, also some people think, you practice Buddhism, you practice Dharma means you have to leave samsara behind. No. It depends how much you want Dharma for. So if you want just to focus wholesome actions and avoiding unwholesome actions, that's all you do, nothing else, this already you practice in Dharma. What the consequence is, in this life, less conflicts, and in future lives, your life more and more pure and pure, and better rebirth and better rebirth. You are more intelligent and more intelligent, and slowly you reach Buddhahood. That's what we're doing. We're doing working indirectly toward Buddhahood. So if that's everybody need. Southern part Buddhist, Asian Buddhist, and Himalaya Buddhist. Everybody need this, On the top of this, if you want something more, and then we have to renounce. We have to have some renunciation of the samsara, which means it's not about you giving up everything tomorrow. It is gradual practice. If we simplify it, just we think more deeper, and we practice more deeper, and we reduce our superficiality. Basically, you have a renunciation in the world means it doesn't mean you give up everything. Give up is not renunciation. Renunciation is you see something deeper than this shallow, superficial. Shallow, superficial means, sensory pleasures. You obsessed about sensory pleasure. You obsessed about, ego craving. you obsessed about competition, you obsessed about basically the worldly concerns, at worldly concerns. I'm sure you know that. It's not saying you have to have zero worldly concern tomorrow. That's not really a realistic expectation, because we had that countless lifetimes. So you cannot get rid of tomorrow. But we at least understand there is more deeper meaning. And then we work toward. That is really neat. This is absolutely important. So that's what we try to do. If you want more than that, and then we call bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means it's not talking about simple love and compassion. It's not about just wish happiness and for all sentient beings. We're not talking about that. That's naturally many people has. Just wish. Wish means, okay, do you wish all sentient beings happy? Oh yes. Do you want to work for this? Oh no. Can you do a little bit work for this? Okay, little is okay. Can you do a lot of for this? No, sorry. Because I have many other things to do. That is not bodhicitta. Okay? Or I can do a lot, but I cannot sacrifice everything for all sentient beings. Even that is not bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is your number one priority is benefit sentient beings. But the benefit is not you given just shelter, food, it's not that. You want liberate all sentient beings from samsara to Buddhahood. That is bodhicitta. If you want to work toward this, then is something extraordinary. But yet anybody can start anytime. It's that kind of, it basically is a different attitude. So this is bodhicitta. So if we working on this, then is extra really. But if you want more faster of that, then we talking about self. We have to negate self, which means self of person and self of phenomenal. Everything we see essenceless is not real. That kind of view we have to realize. That's not easy. This is easy to talk, not that hard. It's not extremely hard to intellectually understand. But it's not easy to realize. It is not easy to even stabilize it of realization. That's even harder. So harder means again is not impossible. Even not impossible for majority. We have to understand this. It's absolutely possible. Harder means is something we done the opposite for so long. For instance, if you are very addicted with cigarette or alcoholic and cigarette addiction, on any drug addiction, people, is it you call it easy to get rid of, or you say not so easy to get rid of? And usually we say, oh, not easy to get rid of, because you are addicted. But it's not impossible. Some people can do suddenly. Why? Because whenever your mind made up conviction, then anytime you can do it. Is it the same thing? All Dharma practices, if you really convicted in your mind, you can do anytime. It's not hard, anything. But the only obstacle we have in this world is we have so many silly distractions. No valuable things we think is valuable. That's the only obstacle we have. Whenever you see this, it's very quickly you can switch off, switch on and switch off. But that's only very fortunate people that happened. Why? Fortunate happened means they did something in the past. That's why you can do switch on and switch off very quickly. But who haven't done work on this a lot, then we have to gradual work. Okay? So now we have Theravada approach is a realistic way, because we work in reducing our afflictions. You practice love and kindness, compassion to people, but you don't take full responsible other people's liberation. That is Theravada practice and very realistic. And then Mahayana, you could see is non-realistic, unrealistic, because you want responsible, liberate all sentient beings. So this, if intellectually you could think this is impossible, it's an unrealistic practice. Because sentient beings are innumerable, and one person, very difficult even organize their own life perfect. So that's why you could see unrealistic. But unrealistic situation, you have indestructible conviction in your mind, that makes extraordinary. That is the really the most courageous nature. You know, when we say courageous or brave, courageous, warrior, this is the really ultimate warrior. This is only in need in your mind. You don't need a tough body or muscle or anything. The muscle you need in the mind, basically. Incredible muscle like a meter in your mind. That's all you need to be. That's why we call Shangchip Semkhpa. The Bodhisattva, Tibetan we call Shangchip Semkhpa. Semkhpa means the warrior of the mind. You know, so that's our practice. This is every Dharma practitioner, if you work toward this, is really, really important. And also, it's not something you need. You don't need a magical performance, or you don't have to display miracles. You just only working on your present mind. So it's so practical. That we have to know. And now, if we distinguish the Sutrayana path and the Vajrayana path, what are the differences? This is also very confused to many people. Many people confused. Non-Buddhist people confused about Vajrayana, and they have a lot of criticism for Buddhism, because they put Buddhism all together. They don't say, oh, this is all Tibetan Buddhism. They don't say that much. They just put together, you know. So, Buddhism had many faults, and such and such. They don't understand. Not only that, and then within our Buddhist practitioners, Buddhist brothers, sisters, we have also developed sectarian insight and say, oh, this Tibetan Buddhism is very bad because they are not even Buddhism, they are just the Lamasm. They worship the Lama, not the Buddha, right? And the Vajrayana is terrible, many things involved, sexuality and many things is not good. It's wrong religion. Many people think that. So that, if we try to understand what is different, the paramita part, the Sutrayana part, and the Vajrayana part, if we simplify, paramita part means you work in cause and conditions of enlightenment. So you're not working directly, you work in cause and conditions. Okay? So that's why we call it Gitapa. Which means you work in farm worker, you plant in many things. Crops and tree, fruits, whatever, and you expecting in a few months the result. Sutrayana means like that way. Okay? So Vajrayana means you not working this way. You try to work in directly, you grab them. We call them drivalamshit. Drivalamshit means you try to directly work in the result. You cannot work in 100% directly, the result impossible. But you try, basically. So if I give example, you could say, many things grow many months. Nowadays, scientific work, you work very quickly, grow very quickly, right? With chemicals and many things. It's something like similar of that. You try to work indirectly. That's why practicing yourself as a visualization of yourself as an enlightened deity. Why you do that? Because our Buddha nature means is real Buddha. Everybody agree we all have Buddha nature. Every single Buddhist tradition. But they try to working on that right now. Okay, mind is always whatever your mind think becomes reality. That's why they try to working on now on the mind. So for instance, in Theravada way, we develop shamatha, and then you develop the jhanas. But the jhanas is even a samsaric world, form realm, the formless realm. They are born as jhana state. So others, they see this is only tool. So Vajrayana try to develop in these jhanas, same time you visualize yourself deity. You basically you generating yourself as deity. Same time you develop in jhanas. That's we call generation practice. If you developed these jhanas, and then your mind is powerful, so you use not only your mind, but then you have many yoga practices, and then your body and your mind all together work, your powerful mind. Now you have the powerful mind. Your powerful mind and your body work together forcefully, you reach in your Buddha nature. Forcefully, directly, basically, with millions methods. Okay? So that is Vajrayana. So nowadays, people think in the West, oh, Vajrayana is about something, about sex. So that is very, very wrong perception. Why is it wrong perception? Because Vajrayana means you know so many methods. You know everything, all existence becomes method for you. Then of course sexuality included. You can't exclude it because everything is method for you. That's included. But then people grab only this one and forget all other things. So that's the wrong conception. That's why I can't, And our Tibetan tradition, we deny that one, basically. We deny that one and we think something else. Vajrayana, Vajrayana practice the other things, but not the sexuality. But in the West, the opposite. So both is wrong, actually. It is include, but it's not only just you grab them and then it is not work. Because you see something, big picture, you make narrow down. And then you have no idea when is it appropriate, when is it ready, how you work, anything you don't know. You don't have any framework, you don't have any foundation work, nothing, and you just maybe this one. That's the problem, okay? So if we distinguish, the Sutrayana part, Vajrayana part is only this. The same goal and same purpose and just more methods, different methods. That's why last year I talked about this Kalachakra, for instance, Kalachakra Tantra. We have this mandala, and then we have the middle, the most important, the all mandalas, they are all unions, all like sexual unions, and then the middle principle is Kalachakra and Vishvamata. I explained you that last year, probably. Usually I explain this. Please don't think about something sexuality and excite and something familiar with. One time I said, why everybody always question about the something sex? Whenever I talk, why? And one person very good reply me, oh, maybe because the only thing the people can refer with this, something familiar with them, nothing else, maybe that's why. So, yeah, that's why I say better to, from the beginning, it's better to not think that. Instead, is love and compassion. This male and female version is love and compassion. One nature and different aspect. Love and compassion is always one nature and different aspect. This incredible union, love and compassion is incredible union. Everybody needs. So if you understand this way, this is the first level, the best. And then you can understand more deeper. But should start from there. That's what I'm saying. Then I try to explain the love, what usually we think that is not love. And the compassion also is not that usually we think that is not compassion. Anybody remember? My talk, different talk, love and compassion. No? If not remember, I tell you a little bit. Only takes a minute, okay? So usually we think love is something, either object or person or something I want this. I love it means I want it. So when we say, I want this, I love it, this, and I really want it, which means there is good parts. The good part is you are feeling closeness. You feel your heart is open. Your heart is open toward this, and to radiate a warmth toward this. And if you have a light, if physical light, you lighten toward this. That is good part. But the bad part is, I want it. I want it. Nobody. Me. I want it for nobody. This is, I want this is mine. Nobody can touch. This is mine. That's the problem. This makes the root samsara problem more intensified. So this is, I call a contamination. So we have to reduce this slowly. This possessiveness, if you reduce it, then it become pure love. The love part you don't have to, the warmth part you don't have to get rid of at all. You need even grow. But this possessiveness you have to get rid of, and then is love. And compassion, we have also misunderstanding, because usually compassion means, oh, somebody is really suffering, somebody have no food, no shelter, or somebody is sick and, very pain, and then we feeling very sad and try to help. Intention to help and a caring nature, this care, you care, that is a good part. But this emotional part, you sad. Sometimes you can't do it, even you can't look at it, you run away. Or make you sick, make you weak. And then in the future you just run away. Discourage it. That part is we have to get rid of. Why? That means compassion have to be courageous nature. Courageous nature is not emotional. It have to be determination, attitude. Caring attitude, determination. So if we do that, if we understand all the Tantrayana, deities, like that kind of compassion and love union, if we understand this, then we are the right direction. There's more I understand, okay? Not only that. This is only first level. But if we start this way, then we are at the right path. So please try to understand this. Okay? That's one thing. So now, the greatness, the Kalachakra path, why is so special? Why is superior? Let's say, firstly, the Kalachakra Tantra is unique. It's not like other tantras. If I give one example, it is Buddha taught as primary tantra. Buddha himself turns a Kalachakra deity, 4 faces, and the main face taught this as primary teaching. Why you know a primary teaching? Because Buddha taught this from the main face. Not only main face, but the audience is only Shambhala, the Dharma kings and the sages. Dharma kings means not talking about worldly kings, okay? Basically, the 10th level of bodhisattvas. And incredible sages. Only for them. Other people don't understand. That's why we say is very high from the beginning. And then took to Shambhala and 1,000 years they have to develop. That's why it's something very special. Thirdly, make Shambhala. Shambhala is already Pure Land, but this Kalachakra Tantra, Shambhala, is completely unified, become one family, whole Shambhala. Okay? That makes also very special. Indication of special. We have to understand this. Second, I'm telling you very simple things. When we visualize at Kalachakra Mandala, we practice Kalachakra Mandala, we include all sentient beings. All sentient beings as dissolve into the Kalachakra union. And then they are born from Vishwamata. Okay? No any other Tantra don't have that. That means this is really unification all sentient beings. Especially unification for this earth, this humanity. That's his indication. Okay? So if we look at Kalachakra history, everything about for unification. Everything about the purpose is peace and harmony. And that's why is Kalachakra Tantra prophesies golden age for our earth, for our humanity. And their intention and the dedication is for this. But we, until now, in my field, we didn't treat like that way. We treat it as like a Tantra. We didn't treat it as the most important Tantra. That's the problem. So in my point of view, from now on, everybody are aware. This Kalachakra Tantra is our future. This is the most important for our humanity. Why? Because this Kalachakra is direct link to the Shambhala. Shambhala has all the Bodhisattvas. All Bodhisattvas' intention to liberate our humanity through this Tantra. That's we should aware. That we should understand. This is my point. So therefore, I dedicate my life for this, and therefore I'm writing many books for this to make complete this path. Because until now, not only individuals dedicate on Kalachakra path, but not huge traditions or not huge humanity did not. Only few scholars understand a little bit intellect part. And some great practitioners, they practice silently. It didn't become like such huge population focusing. So this need to huge population focus. This is our future. This is our hope. That's I really believe. That's why I dedicate my life. That's why I want completion, path, consistent completion path I want to set up. So that's what I'm doing. That's my dedication. Okay? This we have to understand. So Taranatha, if anybody heard or not heard Taranatha. Taranatha is the exceptional Tibetan Tantrayana master. I'm sure every tradition say, their master is the exceptional. But Taranatha is everybody have to agree he is exceptional for everybody. Why? Because all Tibetan Tantra, the only proper Tantras we have only Tibetan on this earth. Hindu Tantra don't have Bodhisattva. don't have negating self. That's the problem. Others, New Age Tantra is just pieces of Tantra, is nothing, right? And Tibetan Tantra is the proper Tantra. Not 100% completed, still need a lot of work on, but is the most, the better we have on this earth. But this Tantra today is available mostly whose work is Taranatha. Taranatha's work Gelpa have to use, Taranatha's work Kargyapa have to use, Taranatha's work Jonang have to use, Taranatha's work even Ngawang have to use a little bit. Sakya have to use this. Taranatha is really exceptional. So this is recognizing, great masters, they understand, some of them, they told me, like one of the great master in Myanmar, he told me, say this, Taranatha is exceptional, he is exceptional because any others, for instance, let's say Myanmar great master, commentary on Kargid or something, there is Myanmar flavor. If Sakya master working on some Gil, but they say Sakya flavor. But Taranatha, he working on Myanmar or Kargid, completely like Myanmar, no Jonang flavor. Whatever he do exactly their own way. This is very special, he said. So many people said Taranatha special. So Taranatha, he identify this Kalachakra path is very special, he said. What he say? One, he said, Dorjit Kinji Tonchit Maluthang. All the sutras, tantras, all essence is in the Kalachakra Tantra. Nothing is missed. Nothing missed. Okay? That's he said. I look at these notes. Takkan yansi ngudup kanjongwa. Takwa kanji yansi means all the vehicles. The Kalachakra, this Vajra Yoga path is, he said, the most profound and the deep of the, the heart. Ngutup Kanjong, all the cities, cities means all the attainment, worldly attainment, like you can read other people's mind, you develop a very special speech, any magical things, from this. And enlightened cities, which means, enlightened, like bodhicitta or anything, all this is come from this. Duksam Sarji Kangi Shachel, which means all the Buddhas took this path, only this path. Not just the Buddhas, but the Mahasiddhas, like 84 Mahasiddhas. He saying everybody took this path, and he explains. We don't have that details explained, but he explains one by one. Because he said this the Mahasiddha said this, and because Mahasiddha said this, and that's his reference. So this is one lifetime reach Buddhahood, he said. But that we talking about in this terrible world, this incredible obstacle, destructed world, even this you could achieve a one lifetime. Of course, because Shambhala, do you know that in his history, in Shambhala, when initiated this Rigdan, Etat Rigdan, first Rigdan, he initiated the whole nation of Shambhala. 4.5 million sages reach Buddhahood in 1 year. So that's why in Shambhala, the quickest 1 year the longest one lifetime. In here, the quickest one lifetime, the slowest 16 lifetime. Okay? But if you compare Sutrayana, 3 countless eons. 3 countless means 0, 60 0. 60 0, you count 1 and then 3 times. That's eons, not years, okay? That's usually take Buddhahood. So it says, so the most important is, if you take Kalachakra path, is from the beginning is the same as normal other preliminaries, because everybody have to understand what I said before, the renunciation, the samsaric problem, and pursue human birth, everything you have to understand the same way. And then you go more, then more clear. When you become more advanced, like six yogas, and then you cannot compare any other, because all others have some shortage. Or other practices, always they have some shortage, some unclear, some hidden. And in Kalachakra Tantra, you liberate that, always clear. That's why Kalachakra Tantra, even empowerment is very big. Why so big? Why so many? The others only just say, oh, has yoga Tantra only for initiations, that's it, finish. So this one have 16 empowerments, right? Because Kalachakra is liberated, if you go more deeper, then is liberated. Is that means the others cannot reach enlightenment? No. Of course you can. But okay, who can? Depend who you are. Okay, let's say Gusmaya, Charasambara, Vajra, any high yoga tantras. You can reach Buddhahood if you are really good. But if you are not perfect, then you better to take Kalachakra path, because tell very clearly. So easier for you. You know, any machine or anything tools, you use the easy one, difficult computer or anything. You prefer that one or you prefer the complicated one? Complicated one do the same job. If you are very intelligent and you clever, you know how to use exactly, no problem. It's the same. All the tantras is you can if you really good. But if you are not that perfect, then is Kalachakra is more compassionate. That's why a Kalachakra include everything, very extensive. The other tantras, nothing, just clear. They didn't include everything, because hidden meaning, didn't elaborate it. That's all. The other thing is direct connection with Shambhala. Any other tantras, you don't have that direct connection with a pure land. Of course, everyone say, oh, this pure land, this pure, talk about, but it's not really clear. It's not historical link. There's no future prediction. Only Kalachakra has. Why? Because this Kalachakra is dedicated on our humanity here through the Shambhala. The Shambhala or the sages and this, their dedication for our liberation. When I say this, you could think, oh, isn't all Bodhisattvas dedication for all sentient beings? Yes, but let's say you have a vow, help all your village, right? You know, help everything. You sacrifice everything for your village. But you could have a very specific project and dedication for particularly family, right? Similarly, that doesn't mean you know, like you love this family, you care this family extra, others you don't care. It's not that. You equally care all your village, and you have equally vow to help this all village. But you have specific project to help this family because this family needs something different. So think of this. All Buddhism, all traditions, all Tantras, yes, they care equally all sentient beings. But the Kalachakra Tantra, the Shambhala, Bodhisattvas, their project, their particularly project, and their particularly dedication is liberate this world. It is make golden age and this. So that means should we make cause and condition, or we just sat there and waiting? Is it illogical if we don't make cause and condition, if we don't connect with Shambhala through the Kalachakra Tantra, and if we expecting, oh, one day we just have golden age? In my point of view, we should not wait for golden age. We should make cause and condition. We should make connection. Therefore, I dedicate on this. I hope you guys get it. Okay? If you don't get it, tell me, challenge me, anything you want, please. That's all.
Time for a few questions.
Yes, question.
Questions?
I have one. Can you hear?
Yes.
You have said that Kalachakra is very special because of its connection directly with Shambhala. But the Vajrayana Tantra, Harunka Vajrayana Tantra, claims that it's the fastest path in all of highest yoga Tantra because that mandala still exists in our world now. It's not been withdrawn to the Sambhogakaya level. So could you make a comment about that?
I don't understand that means. What that mean?
Well, it's said in the Vajrayana Haruka teachings that the mandala is still active on this planet.
Okay, but I don't
on
understand.
the Nirmanakaya level.
Okay, I don't understand this because I tell you why I don't understand. Because mandala means, enlightened mandala means enlightened qualities, enlightened world. And we are drawing mandala we have now is only representation. How much we can, our limited mind, we can understand. So I don't understand that something is Buddha nature is not active or yes active. They should be always active, you know, and how to say spontaneous, you know. Buddha, whoever Buddha reach Buddhahood, you help all sentient beings. It is not with effort. It's not. Is in general Buddhist law, even with Sutrayana, it is spontaneous activity. So that's why I don't understand that something. Oh, this mandala is active. This mandala is not active. I don't understand. If you have.
I'm only repeating what.
Yeah, if you have more clarification, is really appreciated.
Questions on that?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Rinpoche.
You made reference to some of the unique features of Kalachakra Tantra. And in particular, the fact that it was one of the only taught to, all of the people, to the lay people, given to mass audiences. Yes, unlike say some of the Hatha Yoga or Mahasiddha initiatory traditions. It also seems to have a strong, not exactly a necessary one, but a strong connection to the non-sectarian or Rinpoche movement. I'd just like to hear what you think about, maybe some of the significance of these different unique features. Are these unique features connected to one another?
Yes, good question. Very good question. Very important question. So, Rinpoche, before we talk about Rinpoche, means you not discriminate. You understand all mother sentient being. You understand everybody has limitation. You understand everybody need help. It's not something you hated and you don't like. It's not about that. It's something is we are together. We are for each other. So that is Rinpoche. So, and if we take smaller, then he say, okay, we should not disrespect other people's belief, because even is nothing for you, but for something for them, right? It's how simple as that. So, but what is the significant connection with Kalachakra? As I said before, Kalachakra's intention is, that's why I'm saying indication. We only know a few indications, but the indication Kalachakra, the mandala, you visualize it and everything. You include all sentient beings. Outside mandala, they have 3.5 million demons. Why you even demons included in mandala? Think about that. Others, of course, you can include, right? Because even the demons and everything is part of our mind reflection. It's not something demon, never enlightened, always demon, forever. It's not exist. Not such thing exist. So whether a demon or whether it's good or bad is temporary. So all included Kalachakra. That's why Kalachakra is the ultimate Rinpoche. And the Shambhala is the example of the society, the perfect, society, the perfect of this example, model of the peace and harmony society. Therefore, but how this becomes, before Kalachakra introduced to Shambhala, before, let's say they are trillion times better than our society, but is still not 100% perfect. Why? They need Kalachakra. After Kalachakra Tantra introduced Shambhala, then everybody become one family. One family means, do you know? One family means everybody understand we are the same race. The ultimate, our race is Buddha nature. Everybody understand this. Everybody is attitude this. Everybody working on this. That is Shambhala. That's why it's a significant link. So that means ultimate Rinpoche society, perfect Rinpoche society, or you could say the perfect peace and harmony is Shambhala. Why that happened? Because of Kalachakra Tantra. That's the connection.
Taranatha was one of the last Tibetans to have Indian teachers. Can you tell us something about the lineage or the transmission of the Kalachakra Tantra into Tibet? Did it come through Taranatha, or was it earlier under the Dharma kings?
Oh yes, very, very early. Taranatha is like 28th, probably 28th lineage holder. So first Kalachakra Tantra come from Shambhala through the Vajra. Vajra, very, very special one. And he has a message from, prophesied message from Shambhala King. So that's why he dedicated many works, and then finally he can manifest himself. His manifestation can go Shambhala. So then that's why he bought Kalachakra. But he taught very strictly, only have 12 disciples. All 12 disciples become rainbow body. And then one of his disciples called Shar, he decided to tell a little bit more. And then that time is then the third one. I think Shar also. Then after during his time is the Nalanda, Indian Nalanda. Nalanda scholars debate Shambhala. Debate Kalachakra Tantra, because nobody know Kalachakra Tantra before that. So, and then the Nalintagba, his name Nalintagba, he win. After that he become named Nalintagba, and he become the head of Nalinda, because he defeat all Pandits, because through the Kalachakra. And at that time, incredible, whoever practices Kalachakra Tantra, everybody become Siddha. They say all other Tantra, many other Tantras, Mahasiddhas and Kalachakra Mahasiddha more than anybody. Such short time, very short time. The 10th century, we have the Kalachakra Tantra available in our world. And then 11th century, or Tibetan Buddhism India destroyed. 1 century, 1 century, maybe less than 100 years. That time, Kalachakra incredible flourished. But unfortunately, then after all Buddhism destroyed and then transmitted in Tibet. Tibet, you have 17 different transmissions come, but the most popular is Ra and Dro. So Ra is more focused in intellect, and Dro is practitioners. These practitioners name called 6 yoga practitioners, 6 yoga tradition. This 6 yoga tradition, before 13th century, they call 6 yoga tradition. After the 13th century, called Jonang, because they set up resident monastery in Jomonang. That's why they call Jonang. So like that. Taranatha is only 28, later on the 17th century. Yeah.
Well, can we show our appreciation in the Thank you for a wonderful talk. Now there are some books downstairs. Those of you who want to delve more deeply into it and reflect, there's some wonderful books by a teacher. Khentrul, he's down there downstairs on the table, so please buy. Some begging bowls on the way out, so don't avoid the opportunity to give. Good. And please come back to the Society again. We have a full program, meditation talks, many traditions, and most of them. Thank you.
Okay, I want to say few words about the empowerment. Usually people think, I go empowerment, I don't go because I have another practice. I cannot do it because I have another practice. I cannot do another practice, People think like that. So get rid of that attitude, because empowerment is not about practice. Empowerment is the reconstructing your broken vows, and you refreshen your practices. You make cause and conditions to, closer to your own Buddha nature. So I have the books and everything. One step by step you understand, because usually everybody go empowerment, don't understand nothing. Come back. So it's not like this. I have a step by step you understand everything in your hands. So and don't worry about the vows. Some people think I shouldn't go because I can't keep the vows. So I have better strategy will tell you. You can keep the vows very easily. Okay, so it's your practice or no practice is your choice. It's not like you sign something, you sign up something you have to do. It's not like that. It is absolutely everything but based on voluntary. But I will explain in Friday night. So anybody hesitation, come there, then we know the details. Okay? Good night, everyone.